Hey guys, welcome back to another Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath video commentary. My name is Green Zero, and I know there's been a very lackluster approach to my channel recently. There's a lot of ads for tournaments, and there's a lot happening on Twitch, so if you haven't been onto my Twitch, make sure you go over there. A lot of save streams, a lot of action happening. Most of my time has been poured into Twitch, but I am still dedicated to bringing some videos to YouTube, and of course there was a really huge tournament last week, the AGT Storm Cup. Several $100s worth of prizes were on the line. A lot of players rocked up. Very big event. It's a very successful event. But I'll be bringing you the third place playoff today, and I will also have the grand finals uploaded, which, spoiler alert, I'm in the grand finals, so it will be an FPV versus Bike Rush. But these are the two players who didn't get there. Drive Russian was defeated by myself, and Dimitery was slammed by Bike Rush. So it's Russia versus Australia in the third place playoff, and I think it's going to be pretty good, so I'm going to cast it. We're going to jump in because it is a best of 9, so this is going to be a pretty long series, I think. Even if it's a quick 5-0, a lot will be happening. So up here on the north side, playing as a GDI faction, is going to be the Dodger himself, the absolute... Lost my train of thought then. I was thinking of something good to say about Dimitery, and then I'm like, hang on a second, it's Dimitery. Goes under the name Thanatos, which is a bit of a misnomer because he's not powerful at all. And down here on the bottom center side, we have Drive Russian. That's right, he's the Russian. And the Russians were a bit disappointed he couldn't make it to the grand final. They were really disappointed, actually. They were having a bit of a cry about that. Myself and Bike Rush were speaking about it as well. But he has made it to the third place playoff, and Drive has won tournaments before and caused a lot of upsets in the past, so very powerful player for the Russians. Their biggest hope to carry them in the tournament, as well as Shock Trepid, who did not make an appearance, unfortunately. Battle Marker's out on the right-hand side and the left-hand side. Dimitery will come out ahead there, but on the other side he had 3 squads. Wow, just 3 squads. Russians just don't play by the rulebook anymore, or the meta book. Sending 3 squads out wide to take out that Rifleman squad. By the way, Drive is Zocom, and Dimitery is also Zocom, so we have a Zocom mirror. This is a random v random, by the way. It's a best of 9. Yeah, it's a large cash prize tournament, but you can still have these random mirrors. Sometimes people will play random because they can play every faction, and they just want to get a heads up, because playing as random can really throw your opponent off guard. It really disrupts the start of their build. They don't know who they're against. It can prevent rushing quite a bit. It can prevent rushing, but as we can see, Zocom, in my opinion, I've said this before, the worst faction in the game for rushing. They have barely any options at all for it, and they're not particularly strong at it. We have the MCV on the move. Drive Russian will be making a move to the right-hand side as well. I believe this was casted live by the Russians themselves. So if you did see their stream, this is probably just the English version. I'm not sure if they casted it in English. I think they may have casted it in Russian, so this is going to help people out as well. But yeah, again, there's still a lot happening with Kane's Wrath, a lot of tournaments, and again, if you've been on my YouTube and you're wondering, oh, come on, where are the casts, where are the VODs, head on over to my Twitch. All the streams are saved. There's tons of content over there, and again, because I have the ability to stream and not a huge amount of time to make videos, most of my footage gets uploaded to or saved to Twitch. I save the tournament streams, so there's a lot to see there. This game's probably going to take a little bit to get going because both sides are going to eco up because, you know, Zocom mirror, hence. Drive Russian 4 or 5 harvesters. Hasn't got his ref down, about to place his ref down. Dimitery's ref somewhat close behind. Another harvester comes out for Dimitery. 3, 4, 5, 6 harvesters. Ref will be placed down now. There we go. Drive Russian already harvesting, only slightly ahead by a second or two. Another harvester. Wow, he's really ecoing pretty hard, but so is Dimitery, pumping out the same level of economy as the Russian himself. Second favorite Russian, by the way. He's just behind Bonusru, so we'll see how that goes. Drafting a few towers off. We have a APC, no engineer in there, by the way, so not sure what he's planning on doing. Looks like Drive Russian will spot the pitbull over here as well. He's got a foxhole, just wants to keep his eye on the flank. Very forward scouting, by the way. He's really close to Dimitery's base there. He does have a tower. No, he does have the garrison structure there. It's a little bit iffy. You can see the flag there. Obviously, that structure's a little bit glitched visually, but nothing statistic-wise. He will be able to clear the foxhole, but he needs something to clean up the rifle squads. Battle Marker's over here as well. Looks like infantry was standing on the Tiberium field. Pitbull's down, moving down the left-hand side. Drive Russian, fully aware of that. We have all the armor upgrade is already completed for Drive Russian, so he's got Tiberium field suits. Only $1,000 for the GDI faction here, the Zocom force. What is Dimitery doing? He has a tier 2 down, no upgrades yet, building some infantry. He will see that this rifleman squad has the TIB field suit, so that's a bit of a giveaway that Drive Russian does want to push with some forces or with some infantry. So Dimitery knows he needs to get ready for that because, yeah, almost certainly Drive has a lot of infantry floating, just random infantry squads just all over the place here and here. They're not really condensed together. Again, more spread out forces over here. So Drive needs to he needs to bring this force together, which he's going to do. He's going to bring the force together over here almost certainly, and then attack Dimitery from the left side here. Dimitri's going to respond with his own infantry. He's going for the armor upgrade as well. So we're going to have GDI infantry spam versus each other. Going to clear out the foxhole, and GDI infantry spam works really good versus other GDI, surprisingly. Yeah, he's going to clean that foxhole out, so Dimitri's vision rapidly disintegrating as Drive Russian spreads his forces out across the map. But of course, sniper teams. We have 2 sniper squads there as well, so Dimitery throwing those in. Now, sniper teams, again, surprisingly, really good against other GDI man spam because they can just thin the rocket squads with a snap of your fingers, and Drive Russian has to back up now. His force is not condensed. Dimitery has a pocket of forces here, and Drive is now pulling forces across the map to this location. He wants to engage, but he's going to have to wait until he has his full force up here. Might be able to pick that tank off if he's lucky. MCV is coming down as well, nothing much happening else on the map, so we're just going to keep a tight eye on this engagement. We are going to see an engagement momentarily, I believe, because Dimmy wants this field, but Drive wants to contest for it. There's a hammerhead here. Composite armor upgrade is done, by the way. I can see on the map we have double airfield from Dimitery pumping out those hammerheads, but they're not quite here just yet. This engagement, I believe, is going to start off right now. Yes, we can see the engagement breaking up. Slingshots are coming through for Drive, but, well, there's actually, the hammerheads are on the right-hand flank there, so we'll back up a bit just so we can get the whole fight in there. One slingshot will be destroyed. The other slingshot is focused down very quickly there. The composite armor on those hammerheads able to tear through the slings. They are very lightly armored there. And I think Drive is one on the ground. Drive one on the ground, but losing those 2 slings, obviously there's still a couple of hammerheads. More hammerheads now join the party. They've got to watch out for the APCs. He's going to try to focus them down, and unfortunately the APCs were firing at the full health hammerheads, not able to destroy them. APC's not too bad at killing hammerheads, by the way, and he will thin down the rest of the rocket squads. We'll lose 2 more hammerheads will go down, but Dimitery will clear the ground army. There's a slingshot back here as well. He's cleaned up all the rocket squads. This slingshot's the only thing which can shoot up. What's happening back there? He's trying to target the power plants. Looks like he's going to go for a... Oh, Engineer! Engineer just walks right through the tanks and he repairs the MCV, and that was critical because he would have lost that otherwise. Drive Russian could have focused down. More forces streaming in here now. He is targeting these fully upgraded power plants, just causing Dimitery problems, by the way. Battle marker over here. Oh, there's pitbulls over here as well. You've got pitbulls in. This harvest is going to have to fight those pitbulls here. We'll jump back across. Unfortunately, there's no double A left for these tanks. His one slingshot will pop that very heavily damaged unit there. He's shooting at the slingshot with the tanks, so they're going to try to back up. He is taking fire. There's another slingshot there. That's very bad for him, but unfortunately, Drive Russian can't get anything done over here. He's going to recall his hammerheads. He's going to destroy those pitbulls. I think he lost a harvester, at least one. The tanks are cleaned up. Dimitery will start refining on the field. He backs up now. I think the slingshots already took a hike here. The slingshot's already pulled back. Whoa, that was pretty intense. Things really heating up there. Dimitery does have, he's even going for his own slingshots. I guess they feel that, Firehawks is a bit too much at the moment, especially since neither side has a tech center. They just feel that slingshots will be the better way to go about it. Very fast, very quick and easy to deploy, and quite powerful. Of course, we do have a ceramic armor upgrade on the hammerheads, which is a bit of a problem. You're going to need quite a few slings there. 3 slings is very nice, but getting tungsten shell would be better. There's 4 slings over here. They will find a hammerhead on the outskirts. Drive Russian is going to push in with his forces. He will get one. I don't think he's going to get a second one. No, he's not going to get a second one. Dimitery pulls his slingshots to the right there. He's actually got rocket squads. He's got rocket squads in the hammerheads, and now the slingshots, Dimitri's slingshots are out of position. They didn't follow these forces back, and now he's going to be able to shoot down more of these hammerheads here. He will get one. No, he doesn't quite get those ones. He will back off to the left-hand side. Slingshots can't shoot at each other, so they're just driving past. Yellow versus green, by the way, so he's going to try to go and snipe the MCV. I think we have 2 slingshots here. Yeah, 2 of those are Dimitery's. Battle markers over there. He's not going to be able to get that. He's going to have to back off right now. Battle markers over here. Looks like a slingshot will be destroyed. Drive Russian pushing more infantry units through, but unfortunately there's a garrison there as well, and he's trying to fly these hammerheads around, but they are taking a little bit of damage from these slings. He's going to try to focus them down now. He will get one, but he's kind of stuck. There's a turret there as well. This is all very weak AA, but it's going to be enough to bring down some of these heavily damaged. He's just mucking around in the AA now. That's not very good, but Drive Russian has some forces on the ground here. Slingshots everywhere, just driving every which way through this area. We can see Dimitery does have a large force, is coming down to respond to this. Drive Russian is going to start targeting his harvesters. I think he's going to get a harvester kill there. He will get a harvester kill. Hammerhead stabbing in the back. Slingshots are coming in for Drive. They will be able to shoot down the hammerheads. Dimitery loses the last of his hammerhead remnants here. These slingshots have done their job. They kind of need to leave right now because they're just getting shot up now. They're just getting shot up. Oh my god, Drive Russian is just letting the slingshots be destroyed now. He's not even attempting to withdraw those. They'll draw fire, but I mean, he's going to need those because there's an airfield down. Dimitery is planning on going back for those. We'll get a harvester. Oh, he drops the ref as well. That's critical. That ref going down is huge, by the way, because Dimitery, he could have handled the harvester losses because there's quite a few harvesters here, but now that he's got a ref missing, he's going to have harvesters all banking up here. That is not good at all. Dimitery now going to counterattack. Has a nice force here. APCs, rifles, and rocket squads. What is Drive Russian going to do? He's going for a Marv. He's got a tier 3 down. No tungsten shell is on the way, unfortunately. I mean, he lost all his slingshots. Maybe he doesn't think Dimitri's going to go back for hammerheads, but he's already rebuilding them. He's already got 3 on the field. The Marv has been deployed now. Is he going to sell that Reclamator hub? Not 100% sure. Meanwhile, Dimitri's counterattack down here on the bottom right-hand side now. He's going to be able to destroy these structures. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. There's no defense here. Drive Russian not attempting to sell these, by the way. Selling them off will, of course, give him some extra cash. There is a Sonic Committee here. That Sonic Committee is looking at these forces. He will shoot at the infantry, can one-shot those, even with the composite armor. That's a big Sonic shot there, by the way. APC's infantry being destroyed. Unfortunately, the hammerheads are now responding, and he's starting to fire on that Sonic Committee. He's going to get one more shot off. Will hit those APCs, or just a single APC, but he will be destroyed before he get another shot down. 2 refs, not necessarily have 2 refs here. He could sell one of those. He's powering them down, obviously, because he's having trouble with his power. The comm center is actually going to go down now. If the comm center goes down, he won't be able to build any AA units, and that will be really bad for him. He's just going to let these forces or these structures be destroyed now. It will buy time, but unfortunately this is money that he could be getting from sold off structures. And without a comm center, these hammerheads, the comm center comes down now. He tries to target the power plus. He switches to the comm center, but he laser fields it. He's got some APCs responding, yeah, but he kind of needs some AA turrets. He's going to get at least 1 turret down, but Dimmy's not going to commit. He's going to back off. The Marv is here, double sonic grenades, which means Dimmy's going to have to pull this force back. This paltry force now is not going to be able to do anything to that Marv. Drive Russian actually packing the MCV up, and he's moving to the left-hand side. He's actually going to go across the map by the looks of it. Are they Drive Russians? I believe they are Drive Russians hammerheads. They do have the green stripe on them. Yes, they are. It's really hard to tell because there's very little color coordination on the hammerheads. You can see on Dimitery's here, we can see there's just the yellow stripes at the front and one at the back, one on the wing. They're very thin though, very difficult to see. So you really got to keep a close eye on them. Drive Russian will find a harvester here. Rifleman squad's garrison. They're not sure if he's going to get that. They're going to lure him into this this turret here. And I think Drive Russian should pull back those forces. He will get the harvester kill, but unfortunately he's forgotten about these somewhat. They're probably going to be destroyed. Meanwhile, the MCV does get caught, but he will deploy. Laser fence comes down immediately, and Drive Russian is like, hang on a second, you've got no AA here. There is no AA for Drive Russian. He pops a turret down, but again, there's no tungsten shell. What is this? There's no upgrade coming either. It's almost a refusal from Drive Russian to get the tungsten shell. It's almost as if he's actively refusing to upgrade that ability there. Marv is going to try to focus this Reclamator hub down. He might be able to know the laser field comes down. There's an engineer behind it as well. It's going to be too difficult, and the Marv is taking critical damage now. He's down to half health. He's going to be able to drop these sonic emitters, but I mean, he's lost half of his health, and Dimitery's Marv is going to come out, and then he'll have an advantage because he'll come out at full health. Obviously, the APCs respond. There was a flank here, but Dimitery was destroyed. Yeah, that flank was obliterated. Now the War Factory comes down. Are we zoomed all the way out? Yes, we are. The War Factory comes down, so he's going to be able to repair that Marv. He needs to get repairs down. He's got double repair pad with the War Factory repairs there, so that's going to help him repair that Marv. at a reasonable pace. Dimitery has a bit of an advantage now, trying to put down more sonic emitters to buffer his defense here. Very worried that he's going to get overrun. Hammerheads from Dimitery are moving over here, and note that they are very heavily damaged, by the way. There's 6 of them in the red health, by the way. He will snipe the harvest, he'll get out. Now there's 7 of them in the red health. Oh man, he really needs tungsten shell, or Dimitery really needs to repair those, by the way. These guys here just poking. They're poking at the front. Drive Russian doesn't want to go into those sonic emitters because these APCs will be obliterated. Actually constructing zone raiders here, or just a single squad. Yeah, just one squad there. Not sure what that was about. Maybe he sold his tier 3 off. Yes, he did. He sold his tier 3 off for some extra cash, and he's now spamming. He's popped down an armory. He's already got the TIB field suit, so he's almost certainly going for EMP grenades here. EMP grenades has got to be on the cards to try to disable Dimitri's Marv. Calls in the GDI airborne because why not? It's just a really good ability to get extra units out very quickly, and they come in with a rank as well. Just helps you bolster your forces here. Dimitery going to take out that power plant battle marker up here. The APCs are going around this force here. Now the Hammerheads will have trouble engaging this many APCs because if the APCs start targeting the Hammerheads, they can destroy them very quickly, just as fast as what the Hammerheads could destroy them. We have a harvester come in. I think that was to spot the shockwave is going to come down here for Dimitery. He nails the Marv. He nails the Marv, but he gets hit by his own EMP. He gets hit. No, sorry. There's EMP grenades there. Dimitery was EMP'd. He's counter EMP'd. The Hammerheads are flanking now. The Hammerheads are flanking, both sides taking a lot of damage. There's even Shatter Tanks coming out to help deal with this much infantry here. And I think Drive Russian, he's got the chain amp off. He has a chain amp. He's throwing another set of EMP grenades, but I don't think it's going to matter. He got a double EMP off on the Marv, and now he's going to be able to destroy that. But his Marv is taking critical damage. He's taking critical damage on the Marv. And he's actually being attacked in the back as all the APCs are coming down. But we'll keep an eye on this one here. The Hammerheads. Oh, he gets the Marv. The Hammerheads bulk up. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. Dimitery, and he's going to get hit again. Oh my god, that's too much. That second hit, that was way too bad. He's lost. Oh, another head goes down. There is a sonic emitter here though. He will be able to focus it down, not before he loses quite a few APCs, but I mean, this is the end. It doesn't matter that the Marv was destroyed. Both sides traded Marvs, and unfortunately Dimitri's air force is reduced to just 2 Hammerheads. And he's just going to be able to destroy the rest of the base with infantry and these APCs. Drive Russian just endlessly reinforcing from the base, which is like right here. He needs to put down another racks, I think. Even throwing EMP grenades down on the structures here, but unfortunately doesn't get the tower that was behind it. He will destroy this. There's not much hope for Dimitery now. He's trying to hold on with these towers, but with the infantry upgrades, the amount of infantry, there's a sonic emitter back there, but it's just too far away. It's too far away to do anything. He's going to lose another ref. And Dimitery decides to call that series, or not the series, sorry, the game. It is only game 1, so very explosive game 1. Dimitery will take Dimitery will lose that game. So Drive Russian will take a 1-0 lead in the series, 16-minute opening game. So that was quite good. That was definitely a very good game to watch, and I'm looking forward to the rest of this series now because yeah, that was pretty intense. Look at that, almost identical money. There's $1,000 in it. There's literally like $1,000 in that game, and that was it. Only just over $1,000, and it was dead even the whole way. But Drive Russian able to score the hits at the end of the game. Dimitery went for the shockwave, where Drive went for the EMP, and it just turned out that was the better option. I think Dimitery, when he threw away a lot of those Hammerheads trying to get the Marv, yes, the first strike was good, but then he took a shortcut. And the Hammerheads all clustered up, just boom, we just saw them just get obliterated, and that was too much. That was the end of the game. So Drive will take a 1-0 lead. We'll keep on going with the series. Game number 2 is coming up right now. Alright, welcome back to game number 2 in the series between Drive Russian and Dimitery. It is 1-0 in favour of Drive Russian, so that means Dimitery had the map choice, and he's taken us to Tournament Highlands here, and he will be starting on the left-hand side. This is another random mirror, by the way, but Dimitery will be Reaper 17 in this matchup. Yes, he will be Reaper 17, going for the fast portal here like you do, because there's a double spike on this map, and Drive Russian will be on the right-hand side here. He'll be playing as the GDI forces here, just regular GDI, not Zocom, and he'll be going straight for his spike on the top side. 3 scouts to the north flank. Interesting. Russians, again, this Russian really wants to scout this area down. Buzzer will come down, but there's a fence there, which is a big problem because he has to go around the fence, and just manages to kill those in time. You've got to be careful with the attack move. If you attack move a rifleman squad, it has a pre-fire delay before it recognizes that it's got to fire at that unit, so it allows the buzzers to get in range a little bit here. But we have disintegrator squads coming out. Dimitery has one group of disintegrator squads, and they'll be immediately spotted by these forces. Look at that rifleman squad in the top just turned around. He just huffed it. There's actually the second one there as well. They don't have the garrison. Dimitery has the opportunity to try to catch them, but unfortunately they're a little bit too quick. They're going to get back to the garrison, and that's the problem. There's only one buzzer swarm here. Nothing happening out to the left flank because Drive scouted all the way in, so he knows there's nothing on the left flank. He knows it's just one group. Sometimes people do 2 groups of disintegrators, but slow disintegrators have been very popular. Normally it was something that only Traveller did. He's going to use the spike as cover, but Drive Russian is going to bail out of that garrison here, and he's going to use the spike as cover. The buzzer is closed now. He's going to go around, and he's going to be able to clear that. Oh, no, not quite. He doesn't quite clear that. But unfortunately, yeah, the rifleman squads get obliterated when they go around. They should have backed up. There's actually an APC here, and the APC will clear the units. So there you go. I was going to say Drive Russian should have backed up to the north or ran backwards, but yeah, Dimitery gets cleaned up by a rifle APC. So Drive Russian. The idea behind this is that Dimitery would kill the spike, and then he would move and try to kill this one as well, but unfortunately, Drive Russian blindsided him with that APC. He clearly, obviously didn't see it coming because he was microing this up here. He was getting shot at that while that was happening. Drive Russian is going to continue forward with the APC into the enemy base. Have a look and see what the Reaper player is doing here now. Scrin forces will always be able to harvest a little bit more TIB, a little bit quicker than their counterparts, just because their harvesters dock a lot quicker, and when you build them out of the ref, or when you deploy a refiner, they instantly pop onto the field. There's no real animation delay. Drive Russian, though, shooting at the drone platform. Not really going to achieve too much. I guess maybe for a future attack later on. If it's something people don't think of very often. If you shoot at a structure, even though you're not going to kill it, if Dimitery doesn't repair that, maybe later on down the track he'll have a drone platform which is slightly weakened. There's actually a pitbull coming here as well. So this harvester is trying. Oh, oh my god, there's more pitbulls coming. Oh, Dimitery's in a little bit of trouble here. There's actually nothing. He's going to have to back up with this ABC. There's nothing to defend it. There's a shard walker down there. He's going to lose a harvester. He drops the minefield as well. So the minefield comes down. It's not going to save that harvester. He will back it up. Another ref was dropped, and he's immediately pulled the harvester. He's got to try to building block it, which he's going to do, and it's going to save the harvester. I believe he's taking shots now, putting the buzzer hive down to try to draw fire, really, but that's all it's going to do. But unfortunately, he's still trying to building block there. He pulls the harvester back. The harvester needs to get back on the tip field, and Drive Russian is just going to ignore everything, and he's just going to bulldoze for it. Unfortunately, Dimitery is not focusing with the Seekers. They're on a move order. Oh man, he evenly distributed his fire amongst all those units. If he just focused them, he could have done more damage, and he could have prevented that harvester. So he lost a second harvester, and Drive Russian lost, what, 4 pits and an APC? Whoa, this is very rushed. This is a rushed building. This is actually really bad, by the way. Battle marker up there. Drive Russian trying to go for the blue Tiberium. I was going to say, here's a blue Tiberium harvester down here as well. He's going to have to back up because there's units coming for that one. He's going to back up now. He might lose that. But this is terrible. Look how far away. That is terrible. That's really going to impact his ability to refine here. That's way too far away. That's very poor refinery placement from Drive Russian. It's a clear error there in the game. He's going to come back. It looks like I think the harvester will get out of there. Drive Russian is going to pick up some blue tib from the bottom right-hand side anyway, or the bottom center, really. Drive Russian spots that these Seeger tanks are moving through the middle. He does have rocket squads. Is he going for infantry? He is. He's going for infantry upgrades against Reaper 17. I don't agree with this. Reaper 17 have the Shard Walker, and even without any Shard Walker upgrades, they're really good versus infantry. Where did that harvester go? Oh no, the harvester is actually going to go back to the blue tib field again. There is a Shard Walker there which was left behind. There's no Shard Walkers here, which means the infantry can actually fire at these units and do a little bit of damage. Battle marker over there. I think Dimitery is going to be aware of the fact that that is there because he's got disintegrator squad, so I'm expecting a response very shortly to that. But Drive Russian is going to try to push for an attack here. He's going to try to attack and hope that, no, Dimitri's not going to take the bait. He's going to go for the blue tip harvester, which is only just starting to harvest, so that will be destroyed. He's backing up and trying to conglomerate in the center, and Drive Russian will lose that immediately. That's not good at all. He does have a force here. No AP ammo is done. I think he's waiting for it to be completed. He's going for a secondary upgrade. He has the composite armor. Is he going for EMP grenades? I'm not sure what he's researching there. I'm actually very curious to see. Yeah, he's going for EMP grenades. I'm not sure why. He will lose his spike. Battle marker over here. He's trying to pull back to defend against this. There's a a Shatterer tank there, which is unfortunately caught out in the open. One shot and then it's dead. The other one will have a lot more luck going through those Seeker tanks there. But Dimitery lucky not to lose more. Drive Russian unlucky to have lost one of his Shatterer tanks there. He is going to move in over here, but unfortunately the shields is done, and then now there is Shard Walkers. That's not going to turn out too well for Drive Russian. It's a nice poke attack, but he's getting flanked. There's even a tripod there to help deal with the APCs, or even though, I mean, the Shard Walkers could deal with this amount of APCs anyway. It's not really going to matter. He's going to back up down here, and he's going to he's going to have to fight, because he can't really retreat from this location. He's not as quick as the attacking or the defending force. There is a fully upgraded power plant there, and he's going to try to take that down, because, I mean, it's something he can destroy, so he's going to try to go for it. There is a force on the radar moving down the right-hand side. He will knock that power plant down. The Disintegrators did finish off the second spike, so Drive has lost both of his spikes. There is a tower there. We'll start to destroy the Disintegrators very slowly, because they have to individually target every Disintegrator. And, oh, losing the power is not good at all. Has to sell everything. A lot of rifles come out. Rifles are much, much better at dealing with Disintegrators, because obviously there's 6 dudes firing instead of just 1 tower firing, so they'll shred the Disintegrators much quicker. The APCs do get cleaned up. Unfortunately, couldn't pop the second reactor. That's also fully upgraded. That could have done some serious damage. Already has shard launchers here, and he's protecting against possible Firehawk launches. Some of these plasma missile batteries, I'm not sure why they're placed so close to the edge of the map, because this is dead space that they're protecting, and you can't go there anyway. He should have placed them over here. That way they have a more circular, and same with this one here. It needs to be placed here so it gives way more coverage. You're just defending an area of the map here where you can't actually move anything. Firehawks will come in. 2 Firehawks go down. He does get the tech center though, so the tech center has been removed. He had 4 tripods out though. He got shields, but he didn't get conversion reserves. Dimitery now taking the blue Tiberium. Only rifleman squads there. They're not going to be able to destroy those harvests. It's just not powerful enough, unfortunately. Drive Russian has cleaned up the blue tib field once again. Tier 3 on the way. He's going for an upgrade. I believe it's got to be railguns. It can't be anything else. He's spreading himself pretty thin. Mammoth tanks are trying to come out. He's got sonic emitters. He doesn't have railguns done yet, and Dimmy's going to engage these Firehawks here. I'm not sure what they're doing there. They should go bomb power plants. That's really all they can do right now. He's going to lose his war factory. He has to cancel what he was constructing straight away, and this is going to be pretty bad. Is he bombing? Oh my god, he's bombing these tripods. That is disastrous. Unfortunately, Dimitery leaves the Shard Walkers behind and allows Drive to thin the numbers there. Shard Walkers obviously going to get obliterated by this mixture of GDI armor and infantry. There's even a Shatterer tank left over, but the tripods can deal with that. He does have 5 tripods actually. They are charged up. He doesn't have conversion reserves. Railguns is now completed. He does have railguns done. This Predator tank though is a little bit too far forward. He will be destroyed. And there comes the Stasis. Stasis comes down on the MCV. We do have the Buzzer Swarm. Not even necessary. There's so many Shard Walkers there. It doesn't really matter. That Sonic Emitter is destroyed. These GDI forces should be backing up, but they're actually going to engage, and they're just simply going to be destroyed without causing enough damage. Causing the repair drones here as well. We have a flank over here. Drive is too spread out. He's too spread. He's going to get these mammoth tanks back, but that one gets shot in the back. Only gets 1 shot off before it dies. These forces are being destroyed. The gunwalkers are tanking for this. He does shield the construction yard, but unfortunately, there's not enough forces here. He hasn't even come close to dropping a tripod yet. And this is the thing as GDI, you need to engage when you have the ability to do so. Dimitery just pushed that, and Drive Russian, unfortunately, still trying to bomb tripods with Firehawks, which is disastrously bad. Again, he could try to go kill power plants and slow Dimitery down on the home front. Sonic Emitter will come down. Sonic Emitter is always good in a situation like this because they will go do a lot of splash damage. That Mammoth tank will almost certainly be destroyed by the Disintegrator squads. He actually manages to back up there, so he will live. 2 more Mammoth tanks are here, but as soon as this MCB goes down, Drive Russian's base head is going to be gone, and he's going to be in a lot of trouble. It will go down. That last Firehawk finally gets picked off, and Drive Russian has been thoroughly defeated in those engagement here. I mean, Dimitery only lost a single tripod, and he expended a reasonable amount of gunwalkers, but they're pretty easy to replace. He hasn't actually got a tech center, so he's just been building replacement gunwalkers and operating with the same 5 tripods, or 4 tripods, now that the 5th husk has been destroyed. Cannot reclaim that. He will be going for an attack. I'm not sure what Drive Russian can hope to achieve. He has 3 mammoth tanks. One of them's out of action though. There's actually 2 more here, so he's going to have 4 which are ready for action. This 5th one here is going to need some repairs. He's not going to be too useful until he's repaired back up. Dimitery is just going to buy his time here. Hammerhead's coming out. Obviously wants to clear the Disintegrator squads. Can be difficult in the late game when you're fighting this type of force, even though Disintegrators are very easy to deal with. if there's shard walkers there, and you have to engage with tanks, the disintegrators are very, very powerful versus tanks. So it just causes them to bunch up and things like that. Dimitery, though, he has got a double. He's got the MC, sorry, not the MCV, sorry, the tech assembler is back down. Didn't go for conversion reserves, but I mean, he's got a double ref, and look at all the harvesters here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's like 10, at least 10 harvesters there. He pulled all the harvesters by the looks of it to this location. Tib field is gone. There's some blue tib over there. Drive Russian has just 4 mammoth tanks. This is not sufficient to be able to destroy what Dimitery has. A 5th tripod is now arriving. He's getting repairs. He'll have a 6th tripod very shortly. Drive Russian is going to engage. He's going to engage here, but I think it's going to be ill-fated. There's way too much for him to handle. The disintegrator squads come in, and 3 tanks have already been destroyed. He's yet to even destroy a tripod. All the mammoth tanks are down, and there's 2 more mammoth tanks coming, which is a bit odd. You think that Drive would have engaged with all of them instead of leaving a few behind, but that's just a thorough defeat. There was no way Drive was going to get in with the force he had. He needed to, if he grouped all of his force together as one, he might have stood a bit more of a chance, but even then it would have been a big ask, and I think Drive Russian would have lost that no matter what. 12.5 minutes. Dimitery will level the scores at 1 game apiece now. So Dimitery brings it back, and you don't want to let the momentum get too far out of control. So 1 game apiece. If I didn't mention it is a best of 9 at the start of the video, I probably didn't mention that, but we'll head into game 3 now. It's 1-1. Stay tuned. Game 3 is coming up right now. Hey guys, it's Green Zero back here again for game number 3 between Dimitery and Drive Russian. We are on Tournament LA, which is Drive Russian's pick of the map. He will be playing on the south side. He'll be playing as Reaper 17. So this time, Drive Russian has dealt Reaper 17. Dimitery, on the other hand, will be, I believe, Black Hand on the top left hand, top center side of the map here. Now, I believe this is still a random mirror at this point in time. Probably should have checked, but the thing is, Drive doesn't really play Reaper. Dimitery sometimes plays Black Hand, so we'll have to see how this goes. 1 apiece. It is 1 apiece, so both sides are probably still feeling quite comfortable here that they've taken a game off one another, but it is pretty intense. Drive Russian has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 disintegrator squads on the left flank. This is the far left flank now. He clearly doesn't know he's against Black Hand, I don't believe. Although he probably should have scouted it. He knows he's against Black Hand, actually. So these disintegrator squads are going to take the long way around. Now, this could throw Dimitery off. If he knows he's against Scrin, he might go for a comm center. We have a structure. No, this is definitely a refinery. That's taking way too long. So he's going to go for an eco build, which this does favor Drive Russian. He's going to have these disintegrator squads make their way all the way around here. They will avoid all the scouts from Dimitery. He's got no vision on that side of the map. So we can see that, yeah, no, he's got nothing there. He can see... Can't really see a lot, can he? He's going to go for an eco build. He's going to move the MCV as well. And Drive Russian knows this. He knows there's no rush coming. He knows that Dimitery is moving. He's on low power as well, which is even better. Which means these disintegrator squads, which are going to come up on the north flank here, they're going to be able to get right into his field. There's no vision here. He will force fire to group them up, and he's going to go in. And the MCV is deploying now. Does he spot these? I don't believe so. No, he's still building harvesters. He's completely been blindsided. He's got dev tanks. What the hell is this? What the hell is this Russian guy doing? And he has to pull the harvesters. Oh my god, that means all the economy is now stopped. And there's a harvester coming out. He could just destroy that one outside the war factory, and he will get it. No worries. See you later. He's going to watch out. He actually drops... No, he doesn't quite drop a turret there. I was going to say he does drop a turret, which means he's going to have to put another one down. He's going to go for that power plant, and I think he's just going to back off now. Yeah, he's just going to keep forcing Dimitery to spend money on shredder turrets. He's going to try to go for the Cabal squad. He's going to get it 3 turrets down and a harvester lost, and he's not quite going to get that, but yeah, he pulled all the harvesters off the line. That was somewhat successful, and there's a dev core rush coming behind it. This guy is a madman. Drive Russian not playing by anyone's rulebook but his own. He's got 2 devs. They are charged up. There's corruptors coming as well. He's got nothing to do with this. He's got nothing to do with this. What is he going to do? Does he not realize they're there? He doesn't realize they're there. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know what Drive Russian is doing. He needs to go in and he's going to focus down the war factory. Are you for real? No, I'll just kill the harvesters. Oh, Drive Russian's making a mess. He had total surprise, and now he's actually going to try to go for the war factory. I don't think that's a good idea. Is he going to get it? If he gets it, it'll be amazing, but he's going to get it. Oh my god, he gets the war factory. This might actually pay dividends. We have to bring up the health bars here. because this is ridiculous now. Drive Rushing can heal. He can't build any Scorpion tanks. He can't build infantry. There's more Corruptors coming. He's got nowhere to kill these dev tanks. Oh my god, Dimitery is being absolutely destroyed here. He's being torn apart. Drive Rushing now is all in on this one base strategy. He puts down a lightning spike here. He's starting to target harvesters. Dimitery can't build up any forces. He having to put these laser turrets down. But this is the thing. He's just going to repair. He's just going to repair the dev tanks. He's even repairing the Corruptors that are being fired at. He drops the turret, and now he's just going to focus this harvester down. He's trying to use the builder. He does get a Corruptor. One Corruptor will die there, but unfortunately harvesters are being destroyed. He's going to lose yet another harvester before it can dock in. That is disastrous. He will not going to use this to destroy that harvester. It's got 1 health. Yes, it goes down during the crossfire here, but he's going to get another one. He doesn't quite repair that dev tank. He could have repaired that one, and Dimitri's not even bothering to pull these harvesters off the line. And that's the end of the game. Wow, holy crap. Drive Russian just reached in and ripped out Dimmy's heart there. Going for the War Factory. Look, I question that. He could have moved into the Tib field, and anything that comes out of the War Factory, he can just instantly destroy. A Scorpion tank, he could just destroy it, because there's no way the Scorp tank can get out and get behind the War Factory before he gets hit 4 times with the green beam. But look at the kill death ratio, 0.17. for Dimitery, 5.89. He got jumped by the disintegrators, and then he was not expecting a dev core behind that, which is exactly what happened. And Drive Russian will shake Dimmy to the core with that fight there. I think he's definitely gained some momentum in this series. So Drive Russian takes a 2-1 lead. Game number 4 is coming up right now. It will be Dimmy's map choice. Stay tuned. Game number 4 coming up right now. Alright, welcome back guys to this best of 9 series between Drive Russian and Dimitery. Dimitery has chosen the map Tournament Galaxy for game number 4 as he got absolutely wrecked in that last game. That rush was brutal by Drive Russian. Speaking of which, Drive Russian is on the right hand side here playing as the Reaper 17. Reaper 17 yet again for Drive Russian. And Dimitery will be also playing as Reaper 17. I hope you like Reaper, because there's been a lot of it in this series. This, by the way, is another random mirror, so both sides still continuing to... Oh my god, what is that? That is mid at best Dimmy for you right there. Lost his engineer to the Buzzer Swarm. It never should happen. Never should happen ever on this level. And it's a tournament game. It's not a good start for Dimitery here, and Drive Russian has just got him in his claws right now. I mean, Drive Russian is the hot favourite for this series, of course, by the way. It's unsure how Dimitery actually moved past Marsleaf. I think Marsleaf was having one of his moments where he has one of his breakdowns that he tends to have quite too often. When Marsleaf is sound of mind, he's definitely one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful player in the game. But when he's having his moments, he definitely becomes... he just downgrades to a noobified state. And it's never something we like to see happen. But Dimitery will have to carry on with that. Again, not going to move his MCV without putting a second power plant down. But Drive Rush is like, mate, I don't need fucking power plants. I'm just going to move with the drone platform here. So yeah, obviously he stalled a bit. He's not going to have these harvesters out. I mean, he actually went for a shard walk. He wants to clean these scouts up. Is Dimitery going to plan some type of push or some type of maneuver here? Maybe send out some dev tanks or something like that. Catch Drive off guard. I mean, he kind of needs to do something to get in Drive's head, but no. He's going to continue to build shielded harvesters, and that's going to allow Drive to catch. Are you going for the blue tib already? That is a ridiculously quick blue tib field. That's with his 4th harvester, by the way. Not his 5th, his 4th one. He's going to land. He's trying to go for a ref. He's having trouble pumping that out right now. Oh, I think maybe he wants to get the spike. That's why the Shard Walker is out. There is a Buzzer Swarm inside the bunker, but that's fine. As long as he steers clear of the bunker, he'll be able to secure that. I don't think Drive Russian is going to attempt any type of interception here. Has powered down the ref. Not going to have a nerve center out. No swarm ability. The assimilator's just trying to go around that there. He will be able to secure this spike. There's almost nothing now that Drive Russian can do about that. He's going to be able to secure that, and the Shard Walker there is just going to have to keep knocking on the door of that bunker. He's not even going to worry, he's just going to leave and go and scout Drive Russian, which is suitable. It's smart because he needs to scout him. He's got his economy back up and running now, so it's not looking too bad. Tier 2 is down for Drive Russian, that's an advantage he has over Dimitery right now. Plus he got the blue Tiberium, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 harvesters on the main. Alright, 6 harvesters. He's pulling another one of them now. He does drop the hive, but unfortunately it's hard for hives to kill other buzzers here. He can see the upgraded power plant, so he knows there's a nerve center without even spotting it. Dev tanks are going to come down. He's going to go back to the blue tip field. Not worth it. There's no crystal there. Unfortunately, Drive Russian hasn't noticed this. We have tier 2 comes down from Dimitery. He's going for a shield upgrade, which means he's going to plan on pushing Seeker tanks here. He's going to come up against Deb tanks though, which is obviously not going to be very pleasing. One Corruptor comes down as well. I think he's just done that yeah, he's got a tier 3 down. Wow, I think he might be going some Mechapeds, maybe into a second refinery. Mechapeds obviously going to be very good on a very big open flat map like this. Seeker's going to have trouble with this. One Dev tank is not afraid to come out because again, it has a very powerful weapon on it, and it's going to be very hard to dislodge with a Corruptor behind it. Yeah, Mechapeds are coming out now. Dimitery sees it. He realizes he's going to get hit with Mechapeds. The Mechapede is probably a temporary strat. He might get a couple of Mechapeds and then go into tripods, because the fact of the matter is that Dimitery, both these players are going to have tripods at some stage. So he's going to get a couple of Mechapeds down just so he can harass, and then he's going to go into tripods. He's probably, no, he's not even getting the upgrades for them yet, so he almost certainly will get tripods at some stage. He's actually trying to get the tier 2. He gets it down to half health though. And oh my god, the Dev tank is here. He could destroy that. Oh my god, he gets it. He wasn't building a tech center though. Oh, he already has a tech center. Well, thank god. I was going to say, Dimmy would have been in a lot of trouble then. There's a Dev tank here from Dimitery. But losing your tier 2, I mean, it's something you're just going to have to rebuild because, I mean, it's not critical now. These Mechapeds are coming in. Drive Russian, it's 1-for-1 trade here. Who will come off ahead? It's going to be another Mechapede here for Dimitery. Oh my god, absolute mutual suicide right there. Or mutual destruction, more like it. 2 for 2. Dimmy has a third Mechapede out though. He got shields, which is kind of a bit of a moot point right now because, I mean, you're going to be up against, yeah, there's more Mechapeds coming. Drive Russian, not going to go into tripods just yet. Still wants to push Mechapeds, and if he goes into Mechapeds and Dimmy's going into Mechapeds, I mean, we're going to see, it's going to be a while before we see this tripod transition, which I'm almost expecting to have happen at some stage. It's a big map though, it takes a long time for tripods to get across. That one Dev tank will come in handy. It does have a very powerful beam weapon, and he will stasis this down, gets a shot off on the head, will get a second shot. No, he changes targets, unfortunately, not able to get a second shot off on the mecha head here, and he's going to try to go for these harvesters here. He's got 4 Mechapeds, Dimitery only has 1. Is he going to go for the Mechapede? Does not kill that harvester, by the way. He kills the Mechapede very quickly though, and he will be killing that harvester. Storm column comes down. He's going to go for another harvester. There's a mecha head here that Drive could pick off very quickly. He's firing up more harvesters here though. He's going to get another harvester. The stasis is worn off. Drive Russian. It's going to be a trade. They're going to be trading Mechapeds here, and Dimitery loses 2. Drive loses 2. Drive's going to lose another one though. Can he get any more before he goes down? No, not going to get any more. So Drive Russian, he got about 3, maybe 4 harvesters. I think it was at least 3. He traded with a couple of Mechapeds, but Dimitery still has 4 mechas here as well, so he's going to go attack with them. Drive Russian has 2 mechas. He's got a 3rd base down though. That's a big problem. He's happily refining. This tech center is in a very vulnerable location, by the way. He's going for upgrades, which means I believe he's getting ready for his tripod switch, which again, I'm still predicting it's coming. There's still going to be a tripod switch. Dimitery not going for upgrades. And unfortunately, Dimitery not taking... Drive actually took the spike at some point in time, but Dimitery not pushing the advantage of having all these extra mechas here. He's going to try to just clear this garrison out, which he will be able to clear out. Drive Russian is going to respond to this. We're going to see a mecha showdown here. Who's got the better... Oh, the swarm ability. This is just to get in Dimmy's mind right now, because it's a $1,500 ability. It's going to take a while for the spike to recoup that type of investment, but it's just getting in Dimmy's head. And if the game goes for a long time, which it probably will, because you tend to have very long games on this map, that's going to pay dividends for Drive Russian. He does have another War Factory down. He has a second ref. He is harvesting like there is no tomorrow right now, and he's still building Mechapeds. He actually got upgrades as well. What was that? Something was destroyed there. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure what happened there, but Dimitery is so far behind right now. He just doesn't have any refs down. He's trying to do a tripod transition. He doesn't have any upgrades for them. Drive Rusher will come in. He's just going to go for the tripod. He loses a Mechapede, but he actually snipes the tripod down. There's just too much. I don't know how he got around Dimitri's Mechapedes, but he got around them somehow. Might want to clean the husk up. Yeah, he will clean the husk up now. And I think he's going to evac. There is a storm column there. Doesn't want to obviously tussle with that because it's just a pain and to get through those things. Dimitri's heading north with his mechas. Drive heading to the east. Still producing nothing but Mechapedes. What upgrade did he get? He got force field generators. And he got conversion reserve. Drive Russian already has his tripod upgrades, but he's not producing. He's still producing Mechapedes, and he's going to go into a Storm Rider transition. Oh my god. Timmy's not going to see this. Screen double A is very powerful, and it's really hard to do it in a Reaper Mirror because of Shard Walkers, but he doesn't have any of those units. And if he can jump him with this, it'll be devastating. The Mechapedes are all loaded up with shards. If they were disc mechas, no worries, see you later, Storm Riders, but they're not disc mechas. They are not disc mechas. Seeker Tank, random Seeker Tank up there. Drive Russian, going to be able to secure this right now. Dimitry is just, despite having an advantage with the mechas for a period of this game, didn't do anything with it. I think he was just scared. He was just holding back. He was just worried about what was going to happen. Still no upgrades on these tripods. Oh my god, Dimitry trying to switch into them, but he's not getting any of the upgrades. No shields, which is a big deal in this game here. He'll pick off a Mechapede, which is nice, and these mechas will head to the top. I mean, Drive Russian could use the Storm Riders to just destroy the entire mecha force, but you know what? He doesn't need to because he's got tripods at home. So what are you going to do? You're going to attack tripods? Fully upgraded tripods? Now, they don't have charge on them, which is a bit of a problem. There's no charge on any of them, by the way, but I think he could just try to engage with them. And yeah, I think Dimitri will just back off when he sees them. The Storm Riders are going to respond. The Storm Riders are not going to hit the base, and Dimitri doesn't know about them. He's got no double A down, and he's just going to hit these Mechapedes, and he's just going to focus the head down, and this is just going to be a slaughter. They do cannon damage as well, by the way, these Storms, I believe, and he just needs to target the head. He doesn't even need to engage with his own mechas, but he's going to anyway, just to make sure. He's got disc mechas coming up now, but unfortunately, not enough segments here to really do anything, and all the Mechapedes are going to be destroyed, and then he's going to move into this area here, and Dimitri doesn't have a lot. He still doesn't have a lot of double A. He finally got his shield upgrades. But you know what? He's just going to bypass these units, and he's going to go for the tier 2, which means he can't put plasma missile batteries down. Oh my god, and now he's just going to fly over here, and this is just a pain. There is a storm column there, which actually helps Storm Riders, even if it's an enemy one, because the Iron Storm does buff them. As you can see, they're flying over here. They will be buffed. They will take damage, of course, as well, but the buffing of that is just huge, and Dimmy's just being ripped apart. He's got some Shard Walkers coming down. He's got no power, so he's just going to focus down the storm column. He might have to deal with that Mechapede because I think it's going to be a full disc Mecha, but he just snipes it. He snipes it straight away, and Dimitri is just getting run around. He has the tier 2 back down. He's power microing, but the Mechapedes are coming in. He's just going to back off with these storms now. He's going to get out of there, and the Mechapedes are just going to roll in, and the Shard Walkers can't do anything about that. See you later, good night. This whole base, he put down all these power plants back in this area as well, which hasn't got any base defenses. I mean, yeah, there's a plasma missile battery. He's actually focusing down the plasma missile battery, so he's actually going to be able to destroy that, and he's going to leave. And he's just this is the thing, he's banking tripods, and he's going to do this big tripod attack. And as soon as the Seeker Tank spots this, I mean, Dimmy might even just tap out. That's going to be destroyed. A lot of tips still there. He could put down growth accelerators on a map like this, especially when you have this long game. Growth accelerators for Reaper, of course, do produce Tiberium credits like a spike, not as quickly, but you know, if you've got 3 of them, that's going to add up pretty quickly. Dimitri does hold drive spike. He does hold this spike as well, so Dimmy at some point got both the spikes back, so at least that's something. But you know, he's so far behind in the tripod race. He doesn't have conversion reserves. He's not researching it. He doesn't have any. There's no mechas. All the mechas are gone. He's fighting mechas, storms, and tripods. And it's just pick your advantage right then and there. You know, he's got every advantage. He's going to take down that power plant. I think that's going to knock him low on power. If it doesn't, this one certainly will. Yeah, he's low on power now, and he's just going to pick these units apart. Dimmy just has no response to this. He's still no double A. He's having really tough time getting up any type of double A. There's some Shard Walkers here. So there's really important technology down here as well. He's going to go for he's actually going to try to focus down the tech center with the Storm Riders. It's got a little bit too much health for him to handle though. And I think what Drive is concerned about, which he has taken that spike back, by the way, he's going to take his own spike back, so that spike advantage is now gone. Oh, look at this. Drive is even building shock troopers. He sells off his gravity stabilizers, doesn't want them anymore. He is going for the upgrades. He just got the disc launchers, and he's going for the teleportation pads because he's just trying to buffer. He's trying to buffer what the tripods have here, because Dimitery might be able to... I mean, he's not going to match him tripod for tripod. He will have defender's advantage, and he will have the stasis as well. Dimitery does have, I believe, his stasis, which was just destroyed. Oh, so he doesn't have a stasis anymore. He's not going to have his phase either. And this fight is just going to go so bad. Dimmy doesn't have any of his abilities, and he needs stasis at least. And there's shock troopers here. Here comes the big fight, but you know what, Dimmy? It's not gonna matter. It's not going to matter. And Drive stasis is recharged, which means he's just used it on Dimmy's drone, and he cut some of the tripods out, and it doesn't even matter. That is a dousing from start to finish. Drive just hurt Dimmy over and over and over and over again, and just in the background just continued to churn this mega army center style, and there was no way Dimmy was going to be able. He just kept falling further and further behind, as you can see by the resource graph there as well. Drive's lead just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and when he had an army which was simply undefeatable at that stage, he could just go in and get a nice easy win. 3 games to 1 in favour of Drive Rush, and he has a 3-1 lead in the series now, so game number 5 is coming up. Dimmy needs to stop the flow right now, otherwise he's going to be on match point. Can Dimmy pull it back, or will Drive Rush and take his rightful spot as the winner of the series? Stay tuned, game number 5 is coming up right now. Alright guys, here we are with game number 5 between Drive Russian and Dimitery in the best of 9 series AGT Storm Cup 2019 third place playoff. On the right hand side we have Drive Russian. He's going to be playing as the GDI faction here in yet again what appears to be another random mirror. Dimitery will be playing as the GDI, sorry, not the GDI, the Black Hand. We have the classic Zerg versus Terran of Kane's Wrath. It's GDI and it's Black Hand, just like the good old days. This was basically one of the best matchups, or most entertaining matchups in factions you could see. We're on a classic map, Tournament Rift as well. Of course, Dimmy's going to pick the most mainstream maps. He just wants to play on what he's most familiar with. And Drive Russian will play on whatever you put him on. He's going to come down here. He's going to find this squad, but the Black Hand can still win this fight. They're simply too powerful, even with the missing of the 2 members there that was patched out back in, I believe, R12. Was it R13? No, I'm pretty sure it was R12. But meanwhile, we have Dimitery here. Is he going to go for a tier 2? No, he's going for a refinery. So Drive Russian is going to find out that this garrison is taken. Did he put an engineer? Oh, he's actually got an engineer down here. This is risky in a random mirror to do this, because you never know what you're going to come up against. And it's lucky Dimmy didn't go flame, although you can kind of still get there even if he does go flame, as long as you can stall him a bit. So Drive Russian is going to have the advantage of 2 spike. Dimitery just a single spike, places his power plant like that, so if he goes for the tib core upgrade, you can't see it just at a glancing notice if you're scrolling the screen around and having a look at him. So it's just a little trick that people like to do. But he's just going to eco. Dimitery hasn't done anything super... I mean, he's pretty much just ecoed every single game, and Drive Russian, I mean, against someone like Drive Russian's going to be able to, you know, he's going to be able to play anything. He's even building early pitbulls. Maybe he's a bit concerned. I don't think he scouted Dimitery properly. Maybe that's why. He's got 2 scouts here and here, so he does have a lot of scouting though. There are 4 pitbulls out now. He's going to do an early pit attack off just 3 harvesters. Pretty uncommon, I mean, especially in this matchup, because, you know, the Black Hand player usually would have gone like bikes or flame or done something other than just do a regular eco build. Especially on a map like this when there's spikes to be taken. You know, and you can basically take them as Black Hand, and there's nothing stopping you from taking them if you go for the flame upgrade. There's really nothing GDI can do about it unless they do like a super cheese sniper opening, but in a random mirror that's not going to happen. 4th harvester comes out for Drive. Does have 5 pitbulls. I don't think Dimitery's going to be expecting this, but these pitbulls unfortunately are not making a move. Their advantage is slipping. They need time. And look at that. Oh, using an exploit there to clear the garrison. So it's not something that's really banned or a lot of people frown upon. And oh, he drives past that structure, and he's going to have to pull these harvesters. There's nothing down here. He's got Raider Buggies coming. Raider Buggies aren't going to stop pitbulls. He's going to target the harvester with the most Tiberium in it as well. He's going to lose a harvester straight away. Dimmy has hardcore ecoed here, and unfortunately there's nothing to stop these units. The barracks comes down now, but it's not going to matter. One harvester will be destroyed. He's probably going to focus down, no, he's not quite going to focus down the raider buggy. He's going to try to focus down another harvester. Black Hand harvesters are notably weak. He's going to take the foxhole, that's interesting, but it's just simply not going to save a second harvester from being destroyed. Drive Russian, he hasn't even lost a pitbull yet. He didn't lose a pitbull. Dimityry's target firing there. We have 2 pitbulls basically just about dead. Another one is pretty badly damaged, but Drive Russian's able to get up his own economy. He's got 1 and 3 on the expansion. Does only have 4 harvesters on the main. Dimitery has 5. Only 1 harvester. You can see he's already feeling the pain here now. Has a second war factory down, but instead of building combat units, which is what he wants to do, he has to rebuild harvesters, and he's stalling for cash. He's trying to build a little bit too much at the same time. Trying to even evac these forces here out of that foxhole. They will actually get back. And Blue Tiberium is missing, which means Drive Russian is taken. He's even pulling back the damaged pitbulls. He's not gonna keep them out and about. He's gonna actually pull them back and repair them. Dimmy has somewhat recovered his economy, 4 and 2 on the expansion now. We have 5 and 2, sorry. Blue Tib is coming, so Drive Russian is now ahead. He's got tier 2 down. He's going for AP ammo upgrade. I can expect hammerheads are on the way. He knows he's got a bit of an edge here in the game, especially with another that spike as well. And I think he wants to put the aggression onto Dimmy. So here we go. The airfield is coming down. He might even be going for a second airfield because he's only got 1 war factory. He's only got 1 war factory. He can double airfield if he wants. He's got plenty of economy to do this. Predator tanks are coming out now as well. So Predator to Hammerhead is really, really hard for Black Hand to deal with sometimes. That's why you need to hurt the GDI player economically so they can't get to that point, or you need to make sure your engagements are picked well, because the bike buggy can't do much about the Predators, and the Hammerheads can obviously, systematically destroy the infantry. You kind of need tip core, you need heavier tier weapons as Black Hand, or to slow the GDI player down. But unfortunately, Dimitery has not slowed the GDI player down at all. The GDI player is ahead of him significantly now. Is he going to put rockets in these Hammerheads as well, just to pour more salt on the wound? Not something you see happen too often, but I'm a bit on the fence about Drive not really pushing out with these pitbulls, because he does have a notable advantage. Dimmy's rushing to tier 3. I think he's going for a chem plant, almost certainly going for a chem plant here in this matchup. Hasn't harvested much of his second field though. Drive Russian might want to go back and get some more cheddar. Tier 3 is down. He's going to expand. Is he going for railguns? He's going for railguns. He's going to be doing this against Black Hand. He's already got quite a few Predator tanks out. Some of these Hammerheads I know are garrisoned. Yeah, rocket squads in the Hammerheads as well. But yeah, Dimitery, one Drive, I'm a bit on the fence that he's too passive now that he had a big advantage. And Dimitery still hasn't made his way across the map yet. He's finally got some forces here, but unfortunately, Drive Russian is here as well, so he's going to be able to counter this. There is going to be an engagement here. He's even going to join the Hammerheads in the fight, because, like, why the hell not? There's no tip core. He's got rocket squads in the Hammerheads, and the bikes, of course, will die incredibly quickly, and he's going to have to pull this Harvester back if Drive Russian goes for it. Drive Russian is going to go for it. Unfortunately, the Harvester was not pulled back. It will take critical damage. It's still alive, but you know what? He's just going to go around the tip field. He knows there's a tier 3. Yeah, there is, sorry, a tier 4. He goes around the field. He's going to continue to chase these forces down. He could get that if he wants to. The Hammerhead's flying a little bit too far over these forces though, and the Harvester will get away. But unfortunately, he doesn't have any AA here at the moment. Tib Core is done, so he's got Tib Core. I think Drive Russian might want to get out of dodge. The Predator tanks are here now, and yeah, those Hammerheads might want to back off. That turret will be just simply blown away. It gets a little bit of damage off, and it will be gone. There's a Zone Trooper squad there. I'm not sure if that's for Amar that hasn't been built yet. He kind of needs to jump jet over the rift. And now he's just attacking him. Railguns is probably almost done, by the way, and that's really bad news bears for the bike buggy. The bike buggy can't engage this. Here comes a Vapor Bomb, and it will destroy all the pitbulls. All the pitbulls were obliterated. There's still quite a number of these tanks left, but he's having to put down shredder turrets, and he can't put anything down to deal with the Hammerheads, which here, the Hammerheads are pretty badly damaged, by the way. A lot of damage on them. The tanks still don't have railguns. Did he cancel the upgrade? Because it should have been done by now. It just completed then. Oh my god, he's got 1 tank left. Well, that was bad. Does he have... He has scanner packs on his Zone Troopers, by the way. Is he going for a Marv? I'm not sure. He's got his MCV here. He's putting down a turret. He's preventing Dimitery from getting in. He will destroy that Harvester on the blue tib, and he could go and send his own Harvesters there now. That would be very plausible. Not selling off here. He's reorganizing, not reorganizing all of his economy, unfortunately. but Dimityry's push on the center has been stalled. The thing is that Dimityry's not at the center. Drive is at the center. Drive hasn't fortified this area yet, so Dimitery still has an opportunity to push in. The hammerhead's causing him a bit of problems. There's no repairs on the hammerheads, by the way, so they are looking pretty unhealthy. Might want an airfield at the front line. That would be beneficial. Puts a Sonic into... I mean, this Bye-Bye, you just can't do anything about that. If they get hit by that, and oh my god, there's Zone Troopers here. He's just going to destroy all these units here with these Zone Troopers. They don't have the power packs, but they have scanner packs, which does increase their range. That Harvester just going in to get that tip. How did that Sonic even miss that shot then? That doesn't seem realistic. And he puts down a combat support airfield, which I believe only has 2 repair pads on it. It's not as good as a regular one. Yeah, it's only got two drones, where a normal airfield has 3, and Dimityry's still going back for the blue tip without any cover at all. The Buggy just too late to the party. Even then, I think Drive could just bulldoze them if he wanted to. I'm not sure what Drive is planning here. He hasn't put down any other structures at all. Is he going for like a Marv somewhere else that we can't see? And look, Dimmy decoyed because he thinks there's refs here, and he wants to click them. No, sorry, he sold his click plant off, so it doesn't matter. Dimmy now has 4 harvesters here. He cannot afford to be overrun at that position, by the way. Drive Russian puts down a ref now. This is a problem because the Redeemer is coming out. He does not have a Reclamator hub down here. And if Dimitery is allowed to get 4 loads of cheddar, blue cheddar, he's going to be able to power a pretty hefty attack on this middle base here. The hammerheads, yes, they are a problem. They still haven't been repaired. Rage Gen will go off. Drive Russian a little bit too passive for my liking. We'll take a swing at that, and oh, he's got to be careful. Oh my god, what is he doing, Drive Russian? That's the mistake that Dimitery needs. That was clearly an error. I mean, yeah, he killed some harvesters, but 2 of them are going to get away, and he just paid for it with such a heavy amount of hammerheads. There's 4 left. He's going to use a sonic defense here, but unfortunately, beam cannons, this is just attracting beam cannons now, and you know, that's going to be a problem because these beam cannons are very cheap. They're $1,000 each, and they have huge range. They have artillery range, and Marv is now coming down. There's 2 Juggernauts here. More Zone Troopers fighting forward. Battle Marker's over here. He is now raiding the backside of Drive's base. He could destroy everything here if he wants to, and I think he's going to get on that. Redeemer at half health. Doesn't quite have enough beam cannons to really start pushing in. He needs quite a number. If he wants to take on the Juggernauts, he's going to need quite a few as well. Spectre Artillery. I would have picked one or the other, not try to do both. Spectre Artillery, of course, are good in a situation like this base pushing. Rage Gen goes off. He will be able to destroy that Sonic Emitter defending the side there. Does Power Micro to event the Rage Generator affecting that Sonic Emitter, but I think it was outside range. Unfortunately, the last of these hammerheads are being destroyed now. The Marv will come out. He'll instantly sell that up, and he'll garrison these guys inside. He knows Spectre Artillery on the way. There's 2 done. So I guess he changed his mind about the beam cannons. I guess he thought maybe he needed Spectres would have been a bit of a better option, which they kind of are in this situation, I think. I mean, beam cannons, you need a lot of them to actually do anything, where a couple of Spectres and you've got a pretty hefty force. The Buggy, unfortunately, is being obliterated by the forces here. I mean, Zone Troopers and Predator tanks, Buggy can't do anything about that. They're just going to be destroyed, and they're just being trapped in this corner up here. The Raider Buggies will try to destroy them, but I mean, it's not going to matter. This whole force is now going to be cleaned up. That one Predator tank being very ambitious. Although, is he shelling the MCV? No, he backs off just momentarily. He has a second ref here. This is a problem, because look at this. There's a harvester there doing nothing, but the rest of the harvesters are harvesting. And that's a huge problem for Dimitery right now. I mean, he just doesn't have... he's just reinforcing with all this this Tiberium now, and Dimitery has no Tiberium under his control. This is it for him. He's trying to harvest more at the center. Probably inadvertently harvesting some of that field now. Only has 1 rail, 1 repair pad on it, so he needs some more garrisons there. But Dimmy's going to try to push forward here. Yeah, Drive is now just... This problem is that Drive is reinforcing, and he can reinforce. He'll continue to reinforce endlessly now, so Dimmy needs to try to halt the reinforcements. He needs to try to hit him down, do some damage. Bombarding that War Factory is a good start, because of course the War Factory can't move, which means the Spectres will hit it every time. It does have a fence on it though. Even using the beam cannons, and this War Factory probably won't last too much longer. He has to pull back though. He has to pull back because the Marv is now coming forward, and these Juggernauts now firing at the Spectre Artillery. That front Spectre is dead. Yeah, he's gone. See you later. Dimmy has no replacements. He can't replace anything. That's the problem. He doesn't have the ability to reinforce, and Drive Russian, it doesn't really matter that he's a bit clumsy on the engage. He's actually lost a Juggernaut somehow. He's got the Shockwave Artillery coming down. The Redeemer will be struck by that, so the Marv can move forward and engage. The Marv is taking a lot of damage here, though. Infantry units moving forward. He needs to try to destroy. Oh, he calls in the orbital strike, and that will actually destroy all of the Spectre Artillery. One remains with a slither of HP, but the Marv is now shooting at the Redeemer, its rear armor. The Zone Troopers are coming in. The Marv will be destroyed, but you know what? There's Zone Troopers here, and one more shot will do it. There we go, see you later, good night. Dimmy is pretty much down. There's one Spectre and one beam cannon left. There's some infantry forces, but I mean, it's going to be so easy for Drive to now counter the very small amount of man spam which is remaining in this game. And yeah, just better decision making from Drive, I think. He was definitely the more calm and collective. Dimmy looked like he was panicking, well, all game, every game. And now these 3 Juggernauts here, how's he going to destroy those? They're getting repairs. That one Spectre is trying to fire, but I mean, look at that. There's nothing in the health bar. You can just like blow on it and it will explode at this point in the time. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be the end of it for Dimmy, I think. There's really nothing much he can do. Drive, surprisingly, doesn't have any more forces than I thought he'd have. I thought he'd have a lot more than this, but Dimmy holding on for some reason. I'm not sure why. He's not producing anything. No, that's it. Dimmy has been defeated, so Drive Russian wins the series there. It's 4-1 in favour of Drive Russian, and I know I said it's a best of 5, but after reviewing the Discord and reviewing the replays, it turns out Dimitery forfeited the series from this point onwards. Dimitery known for bailing out of series at the halfway point when things don't go his way. Of course, he was only 1 game away from defeat, and it's almost certain that Drive Russian had him in his claws now. So Dimitery is out of the series 4-1 in favour of Drive, so it basically became a best of 7 there. He will take 3rd place in the series, and he just played better. He just was better than Dimitery. I mean, Dimitery is mid at best. What we saw today was mid at best from Dimitery, and that's not going to cut it. He got lucky against Marsleaf. He caught Marsleaf in a breakdown situation. 50 grand in favour of Drive in that game there. He just ran away with it. Drive was a bit too passive, I think, in the last game, but made it work. But well done to Drive for taking 3rd place in the AGT Storm Cup. I will be trying to bring you the grand finals as an FPV as well, so stay tuned on my channel. But that's going to be the end of the series. Dimitery chose not to play any further into the series there, even though it was basically over. So Drive will take 3rd position, 4 games to 1. My name's Green Zero. Stay tuned on my channel. I'll do my best to bring you some more Kane's Wrath action as soon as possible.